I'm Jahmia from Full Set Society. We have the opportunity to talk to Adrienne Maree Brown about a whole bunch of topics. In this first part, we're going to talk to you about their upbringing, as well as their work in facilitation and writing.
My name is Adrienne Marie Brown, and I'm a writer and a podcaster and a Virgo.
How did you come to this work? Systems, pleasure, liberation. Just tell us a little bit about you and your upbringing and your work.
I grew up, my father was in the military for 30 years, and that was a really defining feature of my childhood. I grew up moving roughly every 2 years or so, and I was born in El Paso, Texas. I lived in Germany, back in Texas, Germany, Kansas, Georgia, Pennsylvania, DC, New York, Marshall Islands, Japan, Detroit, Bay Area. Right. So, and those are places I lived. And inside of that, I was always traveling. So I think that a big part of the work for me is something around comparative humanity. Like, because I had traveled so much, I had seen that there were so many ways that humans were being, and not all of them were focused on exclusion and hierarchy and othering in a violent way. And that was really helpful for me because I think a lot of people grew up inside of that as like, that's the only way to be. So first, it was the adaptation of moving all the time. Second was being exposed to many different ways of being a human and realizing that we had agency, we had choice over that. And then I got politicized in college, really. Like I started wanting to poke at the systems by the sixth grade. And in high school, I had a great journalism teacher who inspired me to really start to think critically and ask big questions and write. But it was college where I met people who had an analysis for the first time, who were like, capitalism is a racial construct, it's a problem, it's a violence, and it ties all these things together. And once you understand that, well, you're going to want to understand this piece around anti-Black racism. You're going to really want to understand what's happening with the environment. And it started to all, just as there are systems, there are analytical systems that help you to traverse this. And I think my work, since I started in that zone of feeling like, oh, I see more about why the world is the way it is. And it's not our nature. Like, I don't believe that it is in our nature to create conditions where a huge majority of us cannot have a quality life. I think that it actually is in our nature to develop systems of collaboration and collective living. So my work has been facilitation and my work has been writing. And everything else I do kind of weaves into those places of trying to figure out facilitation. How do we make it easy for humans to come together and move big dreams, big ideas, big visions, big strategies in the world? And then writing, how do we cast the spells and tell the stories and change the narratives and imagine something different that we can live into?
And how has Octavia Butler been a part of that? Yes.
My tail wags whenever I hear her name.